But seeing as it's Christmas, that means our political leaders have given their Christmas messages. And tonight, we wanted to give you an unfiltered review of all of them. First up, we of course must begin with the Prime Minister.
I'd like to wish the whole country a very happy Christmas. Right now, all across the UK, people are travelling home to be with their loved ones. Children are bursting with excitement. Families are making the final preparations, wrapping presents, hanging stockings, rushing out for last-minute bits. It's a truly special time of year. I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority.
And a fairly uncontroversial one there from the Prime Minister. But next up, let's have a look at what Reform UK leader Nigel Farage had to say.
Here in the Clacton constituency, delivering gifts to kids in the homes, and oh boy, you know, if you've got problems in your life, think about some of these youngsters and what they've gone through. And to FC Clacton, where lots and lots of screaming kids were looking forward to a really big sit-down meal. And a lot of those kids, foster kids, etc., and for them to all be together, and wasn't it joyous? And that's what Christmas really, I think for many of us, is about. Well, we've now retired as the daylight begins to fade to the 3J's pub in Jaywick. And it's a happy Christmas to everybody here in the Clacton constituency and around the rest of the country too.
Right, perhaps better produced than some of his fellow party leaders, and of course taking advantage of the 6-7. You know, this thing. All the parents at home know what it is. The 6-7 trend that seems to be dominating social media at the moment. Nobody here knows. I'm going to ask Ryan Mark shortly if he can tell me, because he's Gen Z. I'm sure he'll know more about it than I will. But meanwhile, here was Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch.
Christmas is the most special time of year. A time for making merry, of course, seeing friends. But more than anything, Christmas is about family. One of the privileges of being a mother is watching my children grow up, and it happens so quickly. So this Christmas, I'm excited to spend lots of quality time with them. With that in mind, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me during my first year as leader of the opposition. It's been the biggest challenge of my life, but it's also been a wonderful year. I can't wait to get back to work next year to create a better United Kingdom. But in the meantime, I wish you a very Merry Christmas.
That's a very wholesome take from the leader of the opposition. And of course, here was Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey.
Now, this Christmas tree behind me gets a lot of abuse every year. The social media trolls who spread right-wing conspiracy theories like to compare it to the tree in New York City, in Warsaw and in Budapest. They say it is an example of our country's decline. And I have to admit, on the surface, it does look a little underwhelming, but it's also my favourite Christmas tree.
OK, yeah, Sir Ed Davey decided to point out the Norwegian Christmas tree, which, as part of a tradition since World War II, has been sent to the UK every year, but always finds itself looking a little bit more shabby than some of our European counterparts. And if you're missing one major political party, or at least an up-and-coming political party, that is Zack Polanski. Here, he's decided to release his Christmas message tomorrow at the exact same time as the King's. I think you can make of that what you will at home. I think we all know what that means. But
hello, I'm Bev Turner. Now, it can feel like the money in our bank accounts at the moment does not keep up with the cost of living. And maybe there's a solution. I'm here today with the CEO of TallyMoney, Cameron Parry. Cameron, what is TallyMoney?
Well, Bev, with TallyMoney, you get a current account and a debit card, but instead of pounds, you use milligrams of gold as your everyday money.
So why gold?
Gold traditionally is a great store of value. It has, on average, gone up at over 11% per annum for the last 25 years against the pound. It's tripled in value in the last decade. And in the last 2 years alone, it's increased by 50% against the pound. Banks' savings products just can't compete with that level of growth.
But this isn't just about gold. This is about a currency that you guys have created at TallyMoney? Explain it to me as though I'm an idiot.
So, look, people need to be able to hold their earnings and build their savings in a money that retains its value and remains in their legal control and remains theirs to access, away from government control.
Great. You had me at not exposed to government control.
You should feel safe and happy with your money. You should have peace of mind the more money you see in your bank balance, and that's the type of thing we're trying to deliver, and give people choice in the type of money they get to use every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you.
My great panel here. I think so. I've got Andy Twells with me. I've got Ryan Mark Parsons and Lauren McEvitt. Right, look, I have a lot. I wanted to say a lot more about Sir Ed Davies one because I know what everyone else will be thinking at home. But Andy, let's start with you. Who's the message that struck through to you the most?
I think they're all pretty average, to be honest. It's one of those things where you have to do it, and it's sort of like, it sort of matters, but it sort of doesn't. Yeah. And, you know, if you do a bog standard Christmas message, then you're cleared through to the next year. If you do a diabolical one, then you get a bit of trouble over the silly season of Christmas. But I thought it was quite novel that Nigel Farage actually went to Clacton for once. But especially given, I think it was either last year's or the year before, it was at Blenheim Palace, his Christmas message was, the Duke of Marlborough has just been charged for strangulation of a girlfriend. And obviously, Duke of Marlborough, a big Reform UK supporter. Sad that his support has not gone on past his charging. Clearly, Nigel Farage has taken a stand and actually visited his constituency for once. I thought, very down with the kids, though, Nigel Farage, 6'7", etc. Ryan Mark, please tell us.
Yeah, please, because I think everyone at home who's got kids or grandchildren wants to know what the 6'7's all about.
Well, this is actually a Gen Alpha thing. So, like,
Gen
people
Alpha.
from the early 2010s, but from what I understand, it means like so-so.
Right.
Like
okay.
so-so.
Right.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay.
It cracked my nephew up in church on Sunday because he there was one of the readings in the lesson of carols. It was Isaiah verses 1, 6, and 7, and he was literally pointing this out to everybody in the family in the row. And we're like, we don't get it, kid. We're like, love you very much, but wow.
But this is the thing. I find these Christmas messages to be very tedious, but I understand why political leaders do this because the Prime Minister kind of has to.
Yeah, it's a PR obligation at this point because I think especially for Keir Starmer, if he didn't do something like this, if this was the year he missed it, half the people in this country would believe that on Monday morning he was going to be welcoming the caliphate into the UK. Like they would fully be unhinged if he didn't do one. But it's basically a checkbox exercise, along with an Easter message and a Hanukkah message and an Eid message, and there's a calendar of things for which the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition, etc., they have to do a video, and this is just one of them.
I think the best part of this whole thing is actually not political leaders but MPs. They often run like a Christmas card contests for their local constituents where the kids do it, and you do see some absolute clangers that have won from these kids from the constituency that have sent in that are just like absolutely awful, but they put them on the card because you've got to support the constituency. I think that's the really the most beautiful part of it all, to be honest.
Well, it is not. I mean, it is nice when the politicians actually speak to their local constituencies. But I do understand party leaders are very busy. But I just don't know why.
Davey had to take a break from his windsurfing.
He did. I mean, I was half.
It's a very touching sport. It's a very troubling sport. It's very busy.
Like that, I mean, I just can't stand Keir Starmer's voice. I don't know if anyone else agrees, anyone watching this at home.
He has a deeply nasal voice that's quite irritating.
Monotonous, like, it's just horrible to hear. I just can't bear listening to Keir Starmer. But actually, out of all of them, I really enjoyed Kemi Badenoch's.
Did you?
Yeah, the production, the music, I think she looked great.
I wonder what she thought.
I love the message of Christianity and family. Nigel Farage's was quite chirpy and, jovial, but Keir Starmer absolutely can't bear his voice.
I think Nigel was making a point about Keir Starmer because Keir Starmer went to a school a couple of weeks ago and filmed with kids.
The kids did the
6-7 thing, and he did it with them, and then he got in trouble with the headmistress. So I think Nigel was making a point
awkward
that
about it.
He doesn't get in trouble. He looks more natural.
In fairness, I think it would probably be a red flag if a 60-something politician was natural doing the 6-7 with kids. I don't really want that calibre of politician. I want a slightly awkward statesman that doesn't really get the internet trends, but does it anyway.
But I think Nigel Farage, I don't know how he does it, somehow he always seems quite cool. I think, you know, even the cameo videos. I think there's something about Nigel.
I thought he was very cool when he went up the Ra. That was is that Reform UK policy? You know, that was a famous cameo video of his up the Ra, Nigel.
You could pay him
really,
literally anything.
Well, that was the thing, wasn't it, with cameos? That
so he can be sold out for what, 20 quid? Oh,
it was really not that much. We did it for a friend.
It's
really not that much money.
Got to be a little bit balanced here.
How much would you charge for a cameo, Alex? Go on.
I think, well, obviously politicians. I think he thought his career in politics was over, and I think at that point
he'd sold out. Would you say?
He also was a household name. He was never an elected politician here in Parliament up until very, very recently, last year. And so I think it's very interesting to see some of these politicians go on to become more household names.
How much would you sell a cameo for? How much would you be paid to say up the Ra on a video?
I mean, I probably wouldn't say it, but I know what that means.
Yeah. Or do you think Nigel Farage... up the IRA. Up the IRA, the Irish Republic... So the Provisional Irish Republican Army.
He's post-Good Friday agreement. Like, it's not his fault.
Guys.
Do you... well, how much would you have to be paid to say up the Ra?
No, I don't know if I'd be paid if I paid to say it. I don't think.
Well, he did. He got paid.
Yeah, but he's had to agree to say it. There wasn't a gun to his head. He wasn't a hostage.
No, it was the low price of $29.99. You can get Nigel Farage to support your prescribed organisation.
It was a bit more than £29.
What do you say up Hamas?
We paid for it.
What do you think we have to like? If you're buying a present for the king, because the King's speech is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful day. The King has everything, right? What would you buy the monarch? If you're going to, let's say, going to have dinner. You know, you're expected to bring a present. What do you bring for the King?
So famously, the royal family, when they're at Sandringham, they don't buy big presents for each other. They have a Secret Santa thing where they've got a price limit of about £6 or £7, and you're supposed to bring £6 or £7. you're supposed to bring, you know, like a joke gift or, you know, chutney or something that you've made. And quite famously, Diana did an interview at one point where she said that she didn't know about this, and so the first Christmas she spent with the royal family, she bought everybody cashmere jumpers or something, and was made to feel really out of place. And she also said that they had about 7 costume changes during the day, which she didn't like very much. But
sorry, I get why these kids love it now. Right, Mark, what would you buy the monarch?
I mean, that's just so impossible. But you know, actually, I think I'd buy him a Netflix subscription so he can see his portrayal in The Crown. Because I forgot the actor that plays King Charles. Is it Josh O'Connor?
Dominic West.
At some point.
Josh O'Connor is the younger.
He's the younger one.
The younger one.
He's the younger one.
I think.
He's done very well now, this actor who played...
he's in the Knives Out trilogy.
Yeah.
He was in Challenger.
But I think he would appreciate this really hot actor portraying him in The Crown. So I think if he hasn't got a subscription already, I would gift the King a Netflix subscription.
I mean, genuinely, my understanding is that like they appreciate stuff like whoopee cushions and things.
Well, so Prince Harry has done an interview with many American journalists, and he does a lot of them, doesn't he? And he said that he watches it, but not all of them say they do, which is very interesting. And, you know, obviously, that it's not a factual depiction of the royal family, it's a drama. It's a drama. We don't know what's said. No. This is someone with scriptwriters saying things, and a lot of people don't realise that it's complete fiction.
I thought The Crown was very good. I thought.
Oh, it was great.
I thought it was a really good drama. It wouldn't.
What would you buy the King if you go around for dinner?
A video of Nigel Farage saying up the Ra. What else? I don't know. I'd probably try and get him.
You paid him to say that.
Oh God, I wish. God, I wish. Could you imagine? No, I think I don't know. A nice wine for dinner. Novel. Nice I think it'd be quite novel for him to try kind of Tesco's finest wine. Just for like the biographies. I think that would be good chat.
Yeah, all right. Well, look,
for the
plot. Clarify, based on Andy's comments, that the Duke of Marlborough has been charged with strangulation and has not yet considered a plea.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
What's Christmas without a lawsuit?
Yeah, real.
What's Christmas without Ofcom and a lawsuit?
Look, legal would just be having a nap. So
let's get these lot off air. Come on, quick.
That man is not allowed in my pub. Get out of my pub. Go on. Get out of my pub.
That legal. Getting this shit.
Which means pubs are packed, and I'll be speaking to GB News' favourite publican in just a moment. Maybe they're not as drunk as some of our panellists are. There we go.
When a poor man came in flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Thou and I shall see him dine when we bear them thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together. Through the rude winds wild lament and the bitter weather. Silent night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, good my page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find